Hey everybody, my name is Ann Darda. I am a professional psychic and historian in Western New York. Before I get to my video, I just have a couple of reminders. Tomorrow evening, the 9th of April, from 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern Time, is my online basic altar magic class. And I'm going to be talking about magical altars here in a moment. If you are interested in registering for that class, you need to contact me and register by noon tomorrow Eastern Time. And that way you can sit in on that class and learn something. And then I also have an in-person past life regression workshop on April 18th. That's a Saturday from 2 to 4 p.m. in Avon, New York. So if you were interested in that, you're in Western New York, contact me to get registered. Okay, so magical altars. What is an altar? I think a lot of people get a little confused about it, or they have an arcane view of what that word means. So traditionally, an altar is a table or structure created for the presentation of religious or spiritual offerings or other ritualistic purposes. In ancient times, this was often a place for sacrifices such as libations, giving some type of food or drink, and or of animal sacrifices, which we no longer do. And we will be talking about that in the class tomorrow evening. So where are these altars? They're found around the world in all different spiritual and religious practices. They are in shrines, temples, churches, and other places of worship, including in natural settings that are seen as sacred. So out in, the standing stones, there's different altars that you can find in different jungles of Peru. So altars are found throughout the world in all different belief systems. And they are, in essence, portals physical portals to any specific deities or spirits of place that people can commune with these deities or spirits of place. In ancient times, the early Christians went around throughout Europe and they altered the altars. They changed the pagan altars that they found, either by trying to destroy them, and then that didn't turn out too well for them. So they ultimately would put their Christian symbols onto the ancient altars to slowly convert people, the ancient pagans, to Christianity, because you would eventually get used to seeing the Christian cross or whatnot along with your pagan deities or whatever, and so it was absorbed. But what they also did, they also went around and they did this with sacred wells and with sacred places of water, because water was always seen as spiritual conduits. And the churches that they built on top of these ancient sites were all along the ley lines. So if you're interested in ley lines, I think I created a video a while ago about what the ley lines were. But these different ley lines were hubs of energy, and that's where ancient people would create their altars for their deities or spirits of place or whomever that they were trying to communicate with. And the Christian churches, or the Christians, would build their churches on top of that to absorb control. And ultimately they also would kill the pagans if they did not convert. So us modern neo-pagans create altars for our own personal or group use for our spirituality, and the different neo-pagan belief systems all have slightly different ways of doing things. So in this class that I'm going to be teaching tomorrow night, we're going to be talking about what types of altars, where to place them inside, outside, what they can look like, what they are made of, what's on the altars, and whether or not they're even permanent or temporary. So we're going to cover all those different things. So this is very important for any, and you don't have to be a neo-pagan in order to create an altar. You can be Christian. You can, whatever your belief system, you can create altars in your own home. Usually people think of altars in, mainstream beliefs as only in churches, when in fact you can also do them in your own homes. So this is open to anybody. You don't have to just be neo-pagan, but this is something that I find to be really important for your own spiritual practices, to be able to work with your ancestors or whatever deity, whomever that it is that you're trying to communicate with or just honor, okay? So April is my customer appreciation month because I have had my business running for 10 years now. And so if you are one of my clients that I greatly appreciate, you can refer a friend or family member or 2 or 3 or 4 to me. They book this month, and when they receive it, then you get a free 15-minute reading for each person. So if you get 4 people to sign up and get readings, then you get a full hour free reading, which is worth $150. If you're a new client, if you never had a reading or Reiki session with me, you get $5 off a half an hour and $10 off an hour. So just go ahead and go into my Calendly account and you can book yourself. And I hope to see you all this month with my Customer Appreciation Month, because I do absolutely appreciate all of my customers. And I hope that this was helpful for you, just mulling over the idea of what an altar is and how they can be useful to you. So have a wonderful day, and I will see you next week. All right, bye-bye.